Hello, welcome to this week's episode of Going Deeper with David Steele. Today I'm super excited because I'm on the water with Samantha Skelly, the founder of Hungry for Happiness. Samantha has empowered thousands of women around the world, and I can't wait for you to hear this episode. If you like it, please leave me a comment and hit subscribe. Thank you.
Good morning.
I always say good morning because it's morning somewhere in the world.
It's like that song, 5 o'clock somewhere. It's also 6 o'clock a.m. somewhere.
And morning's like a new beginning, you know? I'm super, super happy today to be out here with the amazing Samantha Skelly and her program,
Hungry for Happiness.
Yeah.
I
love it. I love it. Samantha has helped thousands of people, thousands of women with their relationship with food and their body and kind of helping to come up with something that just works, you know. I think we've all tried different things from different times, and, you know, the thing with diets, people go on them and they go off them and they do this and they do that, but really if we kind of look at what's our relationship with health?
That's it.
What's our relationship with fun? What's our relationship with our body? And we create something sustainable. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And you came a long way for this podcast, all the way from Canada.
Vancouver.
That's pretty awesome, but we're kidnapping you to stay in San Diego.
You don't have to try too hard. I'm like, take me. Just like, I want to live here.
Oh, man.
Look at this. Look where we are right now. Like, I am so grateful.
It's so beautiful.
Oh my gosh. And it wasn't even hard to get out here. We fought like maybe 2 waves to get out of here. I was like, oh God, this is going to be so hard. And it was like smooth sailing.
You were pretty amazing. I never want to say too much because you want people to just kind of go for it. Everybody's
watch
kind
out for the waves.
And you did so good. There's a part where it's really hard because we make it hard.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we stand up, and we were talking about that, and it's like every muscle in your body is tense, and you're going, wow, this is a really good core workout.
Yeah.
And then what happens is you take a breath and you go, oh, I don't have to be tense.
I don't have to force. I can just let it be easy. Right?
Life is easy.
The struggle's not real.
It's so awesome. It's so awesome. Can you tell me more about what you do?
Yeah. So I'm gonna I'll share with my little personal story to start with to give some context to why I do what I do. So I grew up as a dancer and a child actress and a stunt double.
Wow.
So when I wasn't,
that's why you were good at this. I'm like,
damn it, he knows my secret now. So growing up, I was either on a stage in front of a camera or my body was always being looked at, whether it was you need to lose weight to be a dancer or you need to be a little bit more skinny because of this role. And as a child, and even 14, 15, it didn't really affect me that much. I was like, this is just what I do. I just need to kind of conform to these standards if I'm going to be a performer and if I want to book these gigs and these roles. And so when I was 18, I completely just stopped everything, dancing, acting, stunting, it all. And I went traveling to go find myself.
Nice.
I'm like, I want to create some sort of identity that's not wrapped up in me being a performer.
Okay.
So I went to Australia and I was like, peace, lost it, because I was no longer a performer. No one knew who I was. I was like this random girl.
Your identity.
I was this random girl way over there somewhere in Australia, just trying to find figure out what life is. And so I became just really obsessed with my body. I was finding my significance in looking good rather than feeling good. And so I was on over 50 because maybe it didn't work the first 9 times that I did it. It was ridiculous. And I got to a place where 4 years later, I was like, I'm ruining my body. My whole mindset was wrapped up and around how many calories are in this food and where is it going to end up in my body. body, and it was like this constant struggle that I dealt with daily. And when you're so consumed with an obsession or an addiction like that, you can't really think of like, how do I love myself, or how can I deepen my relationships, or how can I have more fun in life. You're so concerned about food in your body. It's like this external, you externalize your worth totally.
And I think what's interesting is it doesn't matter if you're 5 pounds overweight or
God,
50
no,
pounds.
It doesn't matter.
Or 100 pounds.
It doesn't
it's
matter.
the image of what you think.
Totally. Like, I was 20 pounds lighter than I am now, and I thought I was like absolutely obese.
Oh my God.
Like, it was ridiculous. So I began to just like really figure out, like, I'm like, if I don't look into this and look what the core root problem is, I'm going to ruin my life, because I'm stuck in this diet binge cycle. So 3 years after that realization, I felt freedom in my body. I felt like what it actually felt like to use food for health and hunger, not for emotional reasons, not because I was trying to change my body, but just for fuel to fuel my body. And looking at food and being like, I'm so excited for this to nourish my body, rather than like, oh God, I'm gonna get fat from this. And just the connection I had to my body, to my intuition. Like, when you're fighting with your body, you don't have access to that internal, beautiful intuition that we all have access to. It's not available. And so I finally felt that freedom, that liberation that came from repairing my relationship with food.
Wow.
And then I was like, you know what? There's 91% of women in the world. That's a stat I didn't know then, but I do now. 91% of women in the world don't like their bodies. 91% of women in the world don't like their bodies. And there's 7 million people who suffer with disordered eating of some type. So
you have a few people to help.
Yeah, there's a few of them, just a couple, a handful, or more. So October 2014, I launched Hungry for Happiness. I say we sometimes.
I say that all the time with my company.
We totally had like this crazy day. I was like, no, I just had a crazy day. But I have a few employees that work for me now, but I still say like, we launched it.
Well, there's the inner you. And
yeah, that's true. There's like my multiple personality disorder, right? There's a lot going on here. So yeah, we just celebrated our 2-year birthday.
That's awesome.
So it's so exciting. I love it.
That's awesome.
The women that come into the Hungry for Happiness vortex that I get the pleasure to serve are just wonderful, and seeing them create transformations in just a few months is just beautiful.
And how do people start? Obviously, and I'll include in the notes the links to work with you, because I think that would be the funnest thing. You're like one of the funnest people I know. You laugh more than anyone I know, and I love that. So like, I want to take your course, but so
you can just be my friend.
we'll include that. But then, what are some things people can start to do right now?
Well, here's the biggest problem in the world with this realm, with the diet industry, is the weight loss industry, a $60 billion industry, is telling us to take action out of fear. Like, if you hate your body, you gotta take action out of fear, go on restrictive diets, over-exercise, do all this crap that doesn't work, running away from your body.
Okay.
That's the worst thing you can do. You're in denial. You're not loving those broken parts of you. You're just denying what is. Mm-hmm. And so you get wrapped up in like turning into a crazy person, going on a diet.
Hang on one sec. We've got this really cool helicopter coming by. I would hope it would be a whale or a dolphin, but we've got a helicopter today. It is cool.
That's like a scene from a movie.
It is.
Like, that's like some serious stuff there. And so we're so conditioned to take action out of fear, right? And in order to create sustainable long-term transformation where weight loss becomes a result of doing the work, you have to accept what is. You have to accept what is. And acceptance is not synonymous with complacency. Like, just because you're accepting your body does not mean you're going to, be 300 pounds and have a million cats and never leave your house. Like, you've got to start with from a place of like, I'm accepting what is, and I have an intention to become the highest, best, and most authentic version of myself. And I recognize that physical weight on my body is just a representation of emotional weight that I'm carrying. So let's accept what is and look in here first, because when we can release the emotional weight loss becomes the result of the work and not the focus. So we take inspired action rather than forced action.
I love it.
That's like the base of how I work. And so when people release weight, it comes from a place of like ease, not like restriction and calorie counting and scaling, right. like weighing yourself and measuring. It's like, no, that's not how we were designed, right? This whole food issue is just a very recent thing in like the history of human, like since wouldn't be having this conversation like, a couple hundred years ago.
Well, it's so interesting because I think there's so many great metaphors in life, and for me, like the ocean and being out here. But like you think about like when we were coming out here and it was hard and tense and all our muscles were tight.
Yeah.
Right? If we tried to sustain that and go for like a long paddle, it would just be either A, it would be miserable, or B, we wouldn't go very far.
Exactly.
But then as soon as we relax and accept and go, oh wow, I'm just standing. I stand.
Yeah,
I know how to do that.
Exactly.
And then you're like, wow, this is like pretty effortless. You know, I don't know that there's a distance that I couldn't go. I mean, eventually I would get sunburn or I'd run out of water or something. But
our world is committed to suffering.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Oh, no, I don't want to agree with that.
We're a lot of people are. This is like the bubble, right? That we're talking about. Like a lot of people are committed to suffering. They're committed to it has to be hard for me to have results. Right? For me to actually break through some barriers and have like results, it's got to be hard. Like we have this mentality of it's got to be hard.
I always had this thought that when I experience something really difficult in my life, it's often the precursor to something really great. And so sometimes when I'm feeling really in touch, I recognize that and I get to a place where I'm almost thankful. I'm like, I'm glad that happened because now I know what's on the other side is so much better than complacency or unspoken communication or a feeling of normalcy. Because it's not normal. It's extraordinary. You know, it's like, and so it's for me, sometimes when I feel that pain, I'm like, oh, what's going on? What do I notice? You know, what's happening?
That's beautiful. And it's all about, pain is here to teach us something, right? It's there to deliver a divine gift and a teaching. And so what you're speaking to is just really changing the relationship you have to pain. So when you have that pain, that anxiety, that tension, rather than wronging it, suppressing it with food, drugs, sex, alcohol, whatever it is like getting curious about it. And knowing that like when you relax into it, love that part of you, get curious about what the gift is, you have access to exploring it. Is it painful? Of course it is. But when we suffer, when we push it away, when we think that we shouldn't be going through that experience. That's beautiful. I love it. It's amazing.
Yeah, I was listening to our dear friend Mike Sherbikoff this morning, and he Sherby Sherbs, and he was interviewing. Who was he interviewing? Oh my goodness.
One of our friends.
Yes, and it came on Keystone. John Asheroff. Oh my God, I love John Asheroff. Whew. I knew it was there. And they talked about, I want to say the word was keystone, but like there's certain activities that they do every day that have a profound effect. You know, so if there was like a keystone activity that had to do with like your ability to love your body, what might that be?
That's such a great question. So yeah, keystones are like anchors. Right? Yeah. Like anchors.
So theirs was meditation, both John and Mike.
See, one of mine is for sure meditation. It's interesting. Like I feel, and I know that's. Let me go on that a little bit more. So affirmations are great. Like I love myself. I love this, and then this is great, and that type of gratitude is amazing. But I really viscerally feel it. Like when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, if I were to love myself to the highest degree right now, what does that really feel like right now in that moment? Rather than waking up and staring in the mirror and being like, I love you, I love you, I love you. Okay, cool, let's go to work now. It's like I love you. Like touching and feeling and like what does that feel like when I actually really, really love myself? It's profoundly different than just thinking about what I'm grateful for or thinking that I love myself. It's like really viscerally connecting to that.
I'm gonna try that, and I'm not even a girl. It's gonna help me.
Like yeah, totally. When you're in bed and you wake up in the morning, just hug yourself and be like, oh, I'm so grateful for you and this body, and just feel that, feel your vibrations raising as you're bringing attention. What you focus on expands, and when we focus on that act of love and circulating it through our entire body, we just feel this lightness and ease. It's so beautiful.
I love that. That's incredible.
That's one of my jams.
I love it. I love your jams.
Sam
This is one of my jams. Walking across and getting in the water, I'm like, is this real? I'm like, am I I like in a
yeah.
story or
yeah,
something?
It's like, am I gonna get woken up soon? Like, right? It's so beautiful.
It's
that
just a
you're-
good way to start the day.
Mhm.
You know? But thank you so much. I love you.
I love you
I love
too.
you and I love me.
I love everything.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I will definitely include the links on how people
Perfect.
get you in the show notes, and I'm super stoked for this one.
It's gonna be good.
Love
Thank
it.
you so
Thank
much.
you.